What if I told you Detroit just opened a door nobody knew was unlocked? What if the solution to the thinnest room on the roster isn't a blockbuster trade or a panic signing, but a savvy, quiet move with real bite? And what if the timing is not soon, but as in? Keep your notifications on? Yeah, this one has that smell. Urgency, value, and a hint of did Brad Holmes really just do that? You're feeling it too, right? Corner was supposed to be deep. Then football did what football does: knees, shoulders, soft tissue, and bad luck. Suddenly, one more nick and we're playing the Who's Got a Jersey game. That's not a plan. That's a prayer. Here's the part that should make your eyebrows climb. There's a very specific profile. This front office loves when chaos hits length. Pedigree, starting reps in real games, and a contract you can swallow without chewing. The trick is timing. Buy low, coach hard, win later. So today we're going to walk through why the phone at Allen Park might be buzzing. What the cap math looks like without lighting the future on fire. How the scheme fits a certain kind of outside corner. And how the snaps would shake out without asking anybody to be a superhero on day one. No spoilers. You'll get the name when it's time. Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report. Tap subscribe, drop a like, and tell me in the comments which veteran corner you chase if you were sitting in Brad Holmes' chair. We do this like grown-ups. Clear eyes, straight talk, and just enough Detroit sarcasm to keep it honest. Let's set the stage. This regime doesn't impulse buy. They hunt. They've shown it. 1-year deals with incentives. Mid-season ads who know how to tackle and study. Prove-it structures that pay only when a guy actually plays. That's how you protect January without wrecking March. The football ask is simple to say and brutal to live. Press when you can. Sink when you must. Set an edge in the run game. And for the love of Honolulu Blue, tackle. You do those things, and you'll see the field. You don't, and we'll save you a seat next to the stationary bike. Depth-wise, it's a patchwork quilt. You've got a couple dudes nicked up, a couple grinding through it, a couple who weren't supposed to play 60 snaps a week. Practice squad lifelines are nice, but you don't want your season floating on the hope that a September call-up becomes Darrelle Revis overnight. What's on the shelf? You can poach a practice squad vet and hope the wheels aren't square. You can sell out for a star on a bad team and hand over picks like Halloween candy. Or you can target a guy with Sunday starts, real length, a physical play style, and a chip on his shoulder the size of Woodward Avenue. The silhouette is almost too clean. Outside corner, mid-20s, battle-tested, can play press and off, not afraid to thump on toss crack, and hungry. You don't need a cape. You need a professional who can hold the boundary and not make your coordinator babysit a side of the field. All right, enough dancing. The name you've been waiting for. Trayvon Mullen to Detroit. Let's talk why. First, the frame. Long arms, real reach at the line, and the kind of stride that eats ground when he flips and runs. He's not a rumor athlete. He's a tape athlete. You can see it on comebacks and deep outs plant, drive, arrive with bad intentions. And when he's asked to fit the run, he's not a matador. That matters here. Second, the reps. He's played real NFL football, not just preseason hero ball. He's seen route trees, bunches, stacks, and those nasty reduced splits that turn shallow crossers into track meets. The league has tested him, and he's answered in stretches that were more than just looked good in shells on Wednesday. Third, the price. This is where it gets friendly. You can structure a deal with a low base, per-game actives, playtime escalators, and a little bonus juice for wins and playoff snaps. That's adult business. You're paying for availability and impact, not the ghost of potential. Scheme fit. Clean. In press, he can stab the release and ride it to the sideline. In off, he's comfortable reading through two and triggering downhill without false stepping himself into a meme. He's best when you let him play to his size top shoulder, outside leverage when the call allows, and trust the safety to do his job so he can do his. How do the snaps work? You build a ramp. Week 1 isn't 60 snaps of man-free on an island against the root scientists. It's sub-packages, specific down and distance buckets, and a pitch count your GPS and trainers bless. You scale up with data, not vibes.risk. Of course there's risk. That's the league. The availability history is not a bedtime story, and nobody here is sugarcoating it. But that's why the deal is structured the way it is. If the body cooperates, we all look smart. If it doesn't, the contract lets you shake hands and move on without wreckage. Culture check. Detroit doesn't hand out gold stars for resumes. You buy in or you get out of the way. That's actually a selling point for a dude like Mullen. Clear standard, clear lane, and a room where veterans still put on their pads the right way. If you thrive in that, you stick. If you don't, you're a transaction log. Ripple effects. A playable outside corner calms everything. Slots stop overextending. Safeties get to shade with intention instead of panic. The front can call games without protecting a corner who's white-knuckling his day. And the younger guys get to heal instead of rushing back because the football world is on fire. Matchups. Against timing offenses, Mullen's length at the line messes with the first step. Against vertical outfits, his stride and ball tracking can erase a throw window if the safety nails the angle. In the red zone, that wingspan steals back shoulder slants and fades. Is he sauce? No. Is he playable with upside in the exact role Detroit needs right now? That's the bet. Timeline. Realistically, the first Sunday you'd aim for a handful of series. Then a bigger slice the following week. And if the body and film both smile, you settle him into a CB2 workload while your reinforcements get right. That's the grown-up version of urgency. Let's talk the not-so-fun scenario. If the soft tissue barks or the tape shows rust you can't scrub, you didn't torch picks or cash. You paid for a look. Those are the misses you can survive. What you can't survive is pretending the corner room is fine when you're one ankle from uh-oh. Now the fun version. If the health is steady and the coaching lands, you just turn the September headache into a December leverage piece. Coordinators stop circling your second outside corner with a red pen. 3rd and 7 becomes your down again, not theirs. And you go into January with answers, not excuses. All of this rests on one honest question. Can he stack good days? Practice consistency to game day availability is the whole story with a mid-season ad. If it stacks, you're cooking. If it doesn't, you tried the right thing at the right price. This is who contenders are opportunistic without being reckless. You hunt value that fits your identity, you respect the math, and you keep your locker room standard high. That's been the Detroit way in this era. This move will be exactly that. Smart, targeted, and on brand. All right, Detroit, your turn. Would you sign Mullen on a 1-year incentive-heavy deal? What's your snap count cap in week 1, and which game would you circle for his first full workload? Drop your contract structure and your risk tolerance below. I'll be reading every single one. My personal opinion. I'd take this swing because the fit is logical. The cost is controlled, and the upside fixes a real problem, but, yes, it's still speculation.